What's going on, good people? I go by the name Jay Koostix. I'm a soulful singer-songwriter out of H-Town, Houston, Texas. And this is my new podcast called the Creators Arena Podcast. And let me just let you know, it's a podcast about going into the minds of creators from all walks of life, talking about the process, the routines, the emotional roller coaster, the journey of the loneliness and the mindsets we have to go through. Whether you're an artist, writer, entrepreneur, innovator, anything, this podcast is for you if you have a passion and you're going for it. And if you want to follow me, Jay Koostix, you can follow me on all social networks or follow my music. That's JayKoostix. But without further ado, let's get started on the Creators Arena Podcast, episode 1.
Well. Don't let me tell you about this thing called energy. Everybody's got to own it while you can. And you can't let nobody do it who don't grow with your life plans. Cause everybody likes to care as long as...
Alrighty, so this first podcast, we're going to talk about the loneliness of pursuing this passion, of any passion, your passion. And we're just going to go through 4 bullet points, and I'm going to end it with some advice. I don't want these to be long because I know we all short on time. And I just want to, let's just do it. Let's get to it. So the first thing about this loneliness of pursuing your passion, it is a loneliness. Sometimes you have support, but for the most part, it can be lonely when you're in that room, which I call the creators arena, wherever you practice your craft and you're by yourself and you're full of those thoughts. And I just kind of want to help all of us be guided through it. And if you have some advice, leave it in the comments or wherever on any social platform. But the first thing I want to talk about is you don't get no validation. That's the first bullet point. When you're in that arena and you create something powerful, there's no one there sometimes to say, oh, that was a great idea. That's a great business idea. That's a great thought. Write that down. Keep that lyric. Keep that thought. You don't get no validation. And the reason is you have to get that from yourself. That's where we build that self-belief, that confidence, that what we're pursuing, what we're doing, we trust in our ideas. And the validation is when you put it out, when you go for it, when you do it. Because that's that thing that lets you know, okay, I'm trusting my instinct. That's where that comes from. That's what builds the validation. And it's important to build it within, because when we get out there in the real world and people start giving us our opinions, the only thing we're going to rely on is that self-validation, that self-belief about what we created, what idea we had, what business or what thing we pursued. When people start giving their negative opinions, all you have is that validation with you. So hold on to that, because that's really important. And like I said, this podcast for me too. I'm learning as I'm doing it. So that's the beauty of this podcast. I'm still at the beginning. I'm still going for it, and we're going to go for it together and help each other out. And so that was bullet point number 1. Now this next one is bullet point number 2, and it's others won't understand you. Wow. What I mean by others won't understand you. Have you ever had this thing where you with your friends or family and you have this idea for a business or something you want to pursue, and you think about telling them, but you don't say it all, or you kind of self-deprecate with that idea as if it's not realistic, because you know the people you're talking to won't understand you. They'll judge you based on who they know you used to be, not based on what you've learned or how you've grown. And they'll judge you based on that when you tell them your idea, and they won't understand you. And you still have to go pursue it day by day while people are asking you, hey, what you working on? And you have to say it. And it sounds crazy. Like you could be building something, a major business, or starting an idea or a new song or a new career, or taking a leap into a new field. And people won't understand you because they don't understand you because they're judging you based off who they see you as, what you've done, what they know you to be. And sometimes the goal can be so big too that they don't understand that when you are around people who don't think as big as you, your goal can be so big that they think it's not realistic, and they think that you're being crazy because of how big you're dreaming. So that's a huge one. They won't understand you. Sometimes it's not even mean. It's just that they're thinking so realistically, and you're thinking so huge beyond your circumstance that it's beyond their comprehension, their world. If their world is like this, like an oval shape, and your thought is going outside of that oval, very huge in an open space where they've never even fathomed, they won't understand you. So don't even take it personal. Just keep, like I say, that self-validation and belief in yourself, and keep going forward. Alrighty. And number 3 point that I want to help all of us out is your self-belief has to be so powerful that it keeps you consistent. And what do I mean by that? I mean, you're going to have months, okay, where you're doing amazing. And then guess what? There are going to be new thoughts that come in your head for other business ideas, other things. Oh, maybe I should start this. Maybe I should put this aside and go. No, you have to believe in that idea. You have to believe in that great idea and pass up the good ideas and stay consistent on that great idea, that great song, that great artwork, that great business, that great whatever you want to go be passionate about. That's what's going to keep you consistent. Also, there are going to be days where you feel like you're embarrassed about what you're doing, or you're seeing people who are advancing quicker than you in their field. And that's going to cause you to be like, you know what, maybe I should put this down and go make some real money or go do this. No, that self-belief has to say, no, what I'm doing is my passion, it's my purpose. This fuels me every day of my life. This is what I know I'm meant to be, because there's nothing on this world that makes me feel like this. I just have to keep going and create value over worrying about my income so far. And it's going to be hard because we need to make money. And it's okay. Like, I know a lot of people say you should pursue your passion no matter what, but I think if you need to get a real job and work on your passion on the side just to stay with it and not give up, do that. That's what I'm doing, and that's the important thing. Stay consistent while you making enough money to support your family or yourself. And also, there's going to be a lot of distractions and ways to compare yourself to other people, which is going to be really tough because we all fall victim to comparison. When you look on social media and you see someone thriving, like you just can't imagine. And it's tough to see, like, wow, I'm right here and they seem amazing, or wow, they create art amazing. They started a business, they did it in their early 20s or 30s. I'm 50, or I'm too young. Don't have their experience. Stay consistent, create a routine or a process that keeps you going every day, no matter what is going on around you. That self-belief has to keep you consistent, consistently putting out effort and value. And man, we're gonna all be surprised. I haven't received the full recognition for the full value or results from my consistent work yet, but I know if I keep going just like you, we're gonna end up somewhere amazing. And the last bullet point I want to talk about is that when you're alone in this pursuit of this passion, because we're talking about the things you have to do when you're alone. When you're alone in a room working on a song or a business idea, taking notes or thinking, man, the thoughts will get loud. What do I mean by that? I mean the self-doubt, the wondering, am I crazy? Can I really do this? This doesn't make sense. You haven't made any money. I need to get back on the hamster wheel of life. That's at least that's constant money. What am I doing believing in myself at this age? Or what am I doing believing in myself when I have this many people to take care of, or I failed, or I've never done something like this. Nobody in my family's done anything like this. What am I doing? Those thoughts will get loud. And guess what? The negative ones are going to come in so much faster than the positive ones. But when you know your why, it has to be bigger than any negative thought that comes in your head. Your why has to be what pushes you forward no matter what. My why for music and pursuing this podcast and eventually pursuing writing the book is because I know how I grew up and how I grew up thinking. I don't like to blame, people or who's around me or anything like that, because it does affect you, but ultimately I came down on myself at so many times. What's crazy is, like, I was talented at a lot of different things, but my mind wasn't where my talent was, and it can hinder you. And those thoughts, like I say, get loud when you're alone in your room. And that's my why for why I'm still going. So why I'm in a room alone right now making a podcast nobody has even heard yet. But your why has to be so big that when you're in those rooms by yourself and the thoughts get loud, you keep going. You keep writing that lyric. You write that next song. You put it out. Oh, no views. You create another one. Oh, you start a business. Oh, no sales. You still going. You still pushing. Oh, you want to try something new, a different career. What? You keep applying. You get no offers for opportunities because you don't have the experience. You keep applying. You still going. You still pursuing. Meanwhile, those thoughts are like, what are you doing? Go back to what you normally do. You can't do this. You're saying, no, I'm trugging along. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep writing. And that's what you have to do when those thoughts get loud. Because being a person pursuing your passion or starting a dream life is going to take mastering those thoughts that are in your head. And that's what this podcast is going to help all of us do, is that when those thoughts get loud, we keep going one day, one moment, one new thing at a time. We got this. So that kind of wraps up this podcast. Like I said, they're not going to be long because I don't like those long format podcasts. I know we have things to do, but it may be a little longer, but who knows? But this is the first podcast, and it's called The Loneliness of Pursuing Your Passion. Those are the 4 things I want you to take away with you. It's number 1, you have to give yourself validation because you won't get it in the beginning, or you won't get it for a while. Number 2, others won't understand you because what you're doing is out of the norm, is not normal for what they know you for or what they've seen. Your self-belief has to be, number 3, your self-belief has to be so powerful that you stay consistent no matter what's going on around you. And number 4, the thoughts will get louder when you're by yourself. So you have to encourage yourself and know that what you're doing is bigger than anything you've ever done. And most importantly, when you know your why, those thoughts cannot stop you. Know your why for what you're doing and what your value and impact would be. All righty, people, that wraps it up. And I just want to end these podcasts with some just life advice to help us all, And so today's advice is going to be, trust the work you are putting in every day is moving you forward. And as long as you stay consistent, stay true to yourself, stay true to your ideas, your art, then guess what? You will land somewhere on greatness. And it's going to be a place that you never thought you would be. So that wraps it up. Again, I'm Jay Koostix, soulful singer-songwriter. This is the Creators Arena podcast number 1. Go follow me on all social. Go follow my music. And follow the Creators Arena on all social platforms as well. And let's do this, y'all. Let's go be great. I'm outie.